For me, the 78 cards of the tarot deck represents the many different aspects of the human experience. The journey that our spirit travels on, and it is finding, traversing, navigating this earthly experience. If you haven't seen a tarot deck, it has 78 cards. Each card has a picture. Historically, each card has been assigned a meaning. When I work with a tarot, I of course work with those pictures and I work with those meanings. But I'm also someone who just intuitively work with what I pick up from the energy of the card, the energy of the person that's sitting in front of me, and the message that is meant to come through for them in that moment. So it's quite an intuitive, energetic experience over something which is more orthodoxly following the meanings of the cards. The second card within the tarot deck is the Magician. It is the card which has the number 1 on it. It is my life path number. Number 1 often speaks to leadership, it speaks to strength, it speaks to going against the grain and perhaps doing something that is unusual and that I would say has been my life pretty much so far. On my tarot deck, this figure is blue. As you can see, my tarot deck is also Egyptian inspired. It has the 4 different suits on it. The coins, the pentacles, which is of course the same, the wands, the cups, and also the swords. As you can see, the magician is sitting on water. You could argue it's a bit like Jesus, I suppose. How I have often, I'm going to tell you a story about a reading that I did for somebody. So I pulled the magician for someone, and then I said, wow, it seems to me that coming up sometime very soon, you are going to be able to express your opinions and your thoughts and feelings and what you are doing with your work in quite a unique yet on a large platform. I can't exactly see how that's going to manifest precisely, but that's what I'm sort of feeling from the card of the magician. And it turns out that the next day he was going to be on a podcast, which he had never done before, and he was going to talk about the restaurant that he runs, which is quite an unusual one. So, that's often how I feel that the magician, the energy of the magician, it's about expression, it's about growth, it's about bringing into reality your ideas and doing that in such a way which is unique, special, and perhaps quite novel in the way that it's done. It can often be an idea, it can be that you are going to try out something entirely new and different. So all very exciting in many ways. I also feel that, and this has been my experience, is that let's say, for example, a client is going through a challenge which and where they can't really see the way through it. What I often think that the Magician Tarot card represents is that even though it might seem quite difficult right now, there is going to be a positive outcome from this challenge that they may be going through at this moment in time. So they've got nothing to worry about. It is going to be okay. I also think that what often the magician speaks to is that, our thoughts can not always become our reality. The external realm still exists. But it's so important that we are thoughtful and considerate about our thoughts and our feelings because they do influence our reality. So if a client, for example, is finding that their mind is pretty heavy, that will influence how they view the world. So the magician is also an invitation to explore how they can change their thoughts and feelings to become more positive and optimistic and try to have more of a growth and flexible mindset. I hope that you found my thoughts and feelings and ideas around the magician useful, and that they can inspire you to also work with the tarot. So if you did, I love it. If you could hit that subscribe button, like button, and then I'll see you in the next video.